The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Scarefest Television. Tonight's original air date is 12/17/21. Just real quick, we'll get some bookkeeping out of the way. We won't be having a show the next couple weeks, so enjoy your holidays, and we'll be back real soon. And just to let you know, for those asking, I'm sure it's already starting to show up in the chat rooms. There are no announcements tonight, but we are going to spend the evening talking to Really Bad Santa. Good evening, Santa. How are you tonight?
Yeah. Hey. How you doing?
I thought you'd be fatter and maybe even jolly.
Yeah, well, that's an urban myth. And I'm on keto, so I'm trying to drop a couple pounds here, but you do what you got to do. Then I run my ass off this time of year, so stress.
It shows, but hopefully you get some time to enjoy the season.
Yeah, I enjoy from December 26th. I take a vacation. I go to the Bahamas through January. Then it's back to the grind because people already start wanting crap. But you do what you got to do.
So kind of building on that, what does your typical day look like right now as we're getting closer and closer to Christmas?
Paperwork. And everybody got bad news. First of all, we don't make all this stuff at the North Pole. In case you haven't watched any of the movies, we got a fucking wood shop. I mean, I can lathe you a doll, but other than that, we don't. You can't make a Nintendo or
you do what to the doll?
Xbox. Yeah, so do what?
I said you can do the what to the doll?
You lathe. It's a spinny wood thing the elves use. Anyway, the point is, your crap's still on a boat sitting in the Pacific Ocean. Take what you can get and be happy with it. That's pretty much, that is this year's theme. Merry Christmas. Here's your crap. Be happy.
So we're going to have an old-fashioned Christmas. We're going to go back to board games and wooden choo-choo trains.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of board games this year. I guarantee you. A lot of board games. And yeah, wooden choo-choo trains. I got a letter here that I'll have to address about that. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a different kind of Christmas this year.
Well, you mentioned all the paperwork you've been doing. I wonder, with all the hacking incidents and the data leaks, you got a lot of people trying to get a hold of that naughty list, or have you automated? Do you just go to Tinder now and see who's on there?
I still want to go to Tinder. I can get that shit off Facebook, dude. It's easy. I quit keeping a naughty list. Actually, let's keep a nice list. And if you're not on the nice list, it's easier. It's quicker to look up. But I'm old school. I do it like this. Occasionally I'll send a fax, but
Well, let's kind of get to a little bit of your background. At what point and when and why did you start breaking into people's houses in the middle of the night?
Well, it's been, I don't know, 500, 600 years ago. It was a long story, but basically started this crap in like Germany that they wanted somebody to do it, and I happened to be around, and you know, it just happened. It just kind of happened, you know. And B&E is not as serious, you know. When you drop more stuff off than you take out, the police are kind of lenient. So, you know, other than having a couple mugshots taken, it's not been so bad. But yeah, that's how I got into it. I was at the right place at the right time, just like working at Scarefest, I hear.
It does seem to happen. If you hang around long enough, they will give you stuff to do. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the accoutrements. Where did you land on a red suit from?
Well, it's what we had.
I was just wondering.
We had a lot of red cloth. You know, it's just, yay, Christmas, red cloth everywhere. And somebody decided to sew me a coat and then red sweatpants. And before you know it, here I am. And I keep losing my damn hat. I had to get a new hat. I took the price tag off of it. But, you know, once again, you do what you got to do.
I didn't know if that was a bold fashion choice or if you just robbed a pimp in the 70s. But
that's funny. No, yeah, you're a funny guy. Oh, and by the way, there's some guy in the chat room named Jake Godbold. Yeah, he's going to watch Joe Bob because he's apparently such a big fan of the show. Anyway, you get to miss it because I got a whole letter here devoted to Jake fucking Godbold. So there.
I can't believe. I mean, the one night I get to host and everybody's already bailing. It's the story of my life.
Everybody's going to watch that Spider-Man movie this weekend. Apparently there's just like Spider-Man all over the movie. It's just like half a dozen of them just popping in and out. And so everybody wanted to see that. I'm sorry. You know, no spoilers, but they've been posting spoilers. It's funny. But it's funny. All the spoilers that Santa's seen have been the worst parts of the movie. The breaks in the timeline and how this doesn't work, and you know why the hell did they do that kind of stuff.
It'll be interesting to see. You got a lot of requests on your letters this year for Santa or for Spider-Man memorabilia, or is that big on the list, the hot list?
No, everybody's wanting freaking video games this year. Telephones and video games. Because I could bootleg enough Spider-Man DVDs to cover the demand, but where it didn't come out to Christmas, you know. And I try not to deviate too much from what the people want. Let's see. I do want to read a letter from some of the kids. First of all, here's one. What's the most annoying thing about the elves? Fuckers bite. There. Now you know. Mark it off Timmy's list here. So.
Your reputation is for spreading joy across the world. With the pandemic going, are you concerned that your travels across the world are going to perpetuate that?
Well, you know, Santa's going to be a little more careful this year. I did the whole trip last year. And okay, here's another thing. Quit leaving me cookies. Unless they're like Oreos still in the package. I don't need your old COVID cookies all over. Women in there sneezing in the kitchen, and I ain't eating that crap no more. That's just, so yeah, I don't worry about spreading it, but I do worry a little bit about the houses that I go into. You know, gotta wash my hands every damn 20 minutes or something like that, and it's just ridiculous. You just come down the chimney. Now I got to come in I have to at least go out through the bathroom window because by then, you know, I've already made so much noise. And, you know, you can't do that crap in a sled. Hand sanitizer. Oh my God, I'm so sick of the smell of hand sanitizer. But I don't want to disappoint everybody. Not everybody. I mean, okay, I don't really give a shit about the atheist, but little Christian turds. I try to take care of them, and then about half the atheists, they're kind of and then the rest of the religions. Hey, y'all not gonna celebrate Christmas? Well, I'm not gonna celebrate it for you. So anyway, yeah, but. So that's kind of your answer. I don't worry about, but Santa takes precautions. See, like that.
I was going to say, my next question is, how do you keep yourself healthy with millions of kids sitting on your lap throughout December?
Well, now that's a damn good question. Truthfully, the biggest danger I feel like I'm in is when they piss all over me. But other than that, I kind of try to shuffle them off pretty quick. I don't look them in the eye. No, just kind of hey, take a picture, hold them up, in arm's length if I can. Take a picture, move on, and then, that's pretty much it. Yeah. But yeah, and, every now and then a little germ pools will sneeze in your mouth or something, but I've been lucky. I've been damn lucky so far. So,
how do you cover so many different places at the same time? It seems like everywhere I go, you're there, and it's
okay. Do you really believe I'm the only guy farting around in a red suit this time of year? There's a whole bunch of subordinates. There's like. You gotta get this, delegate. That's the word I'm looking for. You gotta delegate this stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to every freaking Mall of America and messing with it. I got people for that. I got people. I'm government subsidized by God. I can afford to have a few extra people on hand to go out and do this stuff. And so that's the way I handle that. It's just, it's too much for one guy. Now, when it comes to delivering the crap, though, that's pretty much left up to me. But as I pointed out before, yeah, there's a lot of people in the world, but most of, if you cross the douchebags out and then half the atheists, it's really not that many people. You can just, I can buzz it through it in a night most of the time, pretty easy.
Wow. And that was my next question. How do you cover the world in one night? But I think you kind of touched on that.
Yeah, you just time management. Time management. You start at the Zulu time, 0 hour, and then you fly. I mean, it's a lot of zigzagging. I try to avoid backtracking. GPS, Google Maps and GPS has been a lifesaver. I'll admit that. That's one good thing that has happened now lately. But other than that, you skip over. You skip over a damn lot of houses. First of all, there's so many damn kids nowadays that just don't believe in Santa like they used to. So screw them. Right over. Although it is fun to buzz the rooftop every now and then. Oh, the pitter-patter of reindeer on the roof. Whoa! Next house over. Good little Christian kid right down the chimney,
It's so disappointed to hear that you might not visit me. But I think we're up on our first break. Let's go ahead and toss to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Everyone is talking about CBD oil, and it seems like almost everyone is using it. The research is ongoing, but the apparent health benefits are overwhelming. If you're going to use CBD products, though, what brand should you buy? First, find out where the hemp was grown. Imports are flooding the market. How potent is it? Look for a brand that plainly states its concentration on the label. And look for full spectrum CBD. This means the oil contains CBD and all the other cannabinoids, terpenes, and nutrients that are found in the entire cannabis plant. Look for Blue Leaf CBD oil. Blue Leaf Naturals is a Kentucky proud company. They use only Kentucky-grown hemp, supporting Kentucky farmers and businesses. Visit their website at blueleafcbd.com now and use the code SMILE at checkout for free shipping.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with the really bad Santa, and we're getting some of our questions about Christmas answered. Look at that. He's promoting the Scarefest swag. So hopefully that'll be in all your stockings.
Free cup's a free cup.
Are there parts of the world you like visiting more than others?
Well, the warm places, obviously, you know. I wish there was more believers in Hawaii, for example. I like Hawaii. First of all, nice leisurely flight over there. I mean, yeah, it's fast, but it's, you know, it gives me a chance to catch my breath. And then you hop off. Now, there is a limit to it. You get down in that South American stuff. It's freaking hot down there, and I'm wearing a fur suit. So, not a question of whether they can hear jingle bells or whether they can smell my balls. Anyway, the point is, yeah, you know, I like the warmer climates. Oddly enough, I'm not a cold weather person, but the elves are, and you can't hire south of the border. You cannot hire them as cheap as you can elves. Elves work for practically nothing. So you got to go where the workforce is, and that's pretty much how we handle that.
So how did you settle on elves? I figured you were in the North Pole because the restraining orders wouldn't let you live anywhere else.
No, those came later. I settled at the North Pole, and it's because the elves live there, and I don't have no idea why the elves live there. But works out. Real estate's pretty cheap. There are some logistical issues getting supplies in, you know, because, you know, the reindeer, they formed a union. You can't work them year round now. They get one night a year, and the rest of the time they're out being deer and doing deer crap. So, you know, but yeah, that's pretty much the whole story behind it. Elves like the cold weather. I went where the cheap labor force is.
Well, that brings up an interesting question about the reindeer. How did you end up using reindeer to travel instead of a more traditional draft animal? It seems like a weird choice.
Well, it might do it, but if you don't see too many oxen that fly. So when you're talking about draft animals, little Christmas magic, they can fly. Now, it's a lot of fun finding out which ones can't, let me tell you. Right off the cliff. But they're cheap. Once again, so it's kind of a financial issue, but reindeer are cheap because if you ever eat the bitches, tough as nails. It's like chewing on a pillow off your couch. They're not that great to eat. Other animals, you know, even like draft horses. They, you know, the French love to eat draft horses. So, you know, makes them have a little more market value. So, you know, we go with what's cheap. And so of the animals that can fly, that can pull a sled, reindeer worked out. Now, I saw something the other day. Oh, there's a thing going around Facebook where some little kid asked Alexa if reindeer can fly. And Alexa goes, caribou cannot fly. Okay, let's just straighten this out. The caribou are the ones that can't fly. So yeah, we get them up, flip them off the edge of a cliff. The ones that hit the ground, you know, they're not reindeer. We delineate, we tag them after if they fly. You know, if you love something, set it free. If it goes back, it's yours. Doesn't come back, it's probably laying dead at the canyon, as we say at the North Pole. So, okay, wanted to straighten out that whole thing there.
So what's up with the German names for the deer? Is that like your attempt to make people think you got some sort of fancy automobile, or, you know, all the German cars?
What German name for the reindeer?
Rudolph, Blitzen. They're all named after Germans.
honestly, I've got reindeer named Fred and Michelle. It's a song, dude. You know.
So those are just the names that got publicized.
So those are the names some guy wrote a song about, and he made it up. And so, yeah, it's... First of all, Rudolph's a bunch of bullshit, okay? Reindeer can fly, some of them. Or we covered that. But none of them have glowing noses. First of all, if I found out that anybody was being mean to any of my reindeer, I'd put a bullet between their eyes anyway. Because they're reindeer. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about other deer. You know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I know they teased him and crap. No, I wouldn't put up with that. First of all, there's a whole lawsuit just waiting to happen. Okay, because once you hire these things and put them on the workforce, so I'm not going to get into that whole workplace thing. You know, you can't have a hostile work environment for the reindeer, and so that's the way I went. That covers that. So yeah, it's Fred, Natasha. God, what are all their damn names? There's a Fred, Natasha. She's new. I named her after Black Widow. I love that freaking movie. So you had Fred, Natasha, Mike. There's a Mike. I don't think that's his full name. I think my wife came up with some bullshit, Michael the Great or something. But anyway, I just said Mike, and he'll come to me if I got something in my pocket for him. Now for the record, Dasher, Dancer, Prince. Oh, it's Vixen. Yeah. You want to know how she got that name? Yeah. Yeah. All of the reindeer love her, as they say. So anyway, that's a little trivia there for you.
So you've mentioned the elves. Are they full grown, or I've always been suspicious that might be some child labor going on?
No, they're full grown, little short fuckers. Yeah, but you can't mention to them because they're real uptight about it, So yeah, you have to kind of prance around the issue. But no, they're not that short. I mean, they're like under 5 foot, most of them. And so, but some of them, I think the tallest one I've got probably 5'5". So it's not that big of a deal. I'm not that tall myself. I mean, somebody once called me Little Saint Nick because I can't play basketball worth of shit because I'm not 6 foot tall. Hey, it is what it is. But so no, it's another one of those urban myths. Yeah, you let people. You just finally eventually you try to straighten this shit out, but eventually you just let people talk and then let them make up their own crap. And then first thing you know, they've confused their kid. They say, "Oh, Santa's fake," and then I don't have to stop at another damn house. So keeps me on the schedule.
So with all the reindeer and sleighs that you use, any thoughts of modernizing? Have you been talking to Elon Musk or anything about updating that sled so you don't have to use so much livestock and save some money?
Well, first, save money. Yeah, because reindeer are so damned expensive. It's a matter of economics. Reindeer are they're running wild, dude. They're like out in the woods. You don't have to pay, and there's a hunting season on them, and there's a bag limit. Oddly enough, nothing mentioned in the law about pushing them off a cliff. Not a thing. So you got that covered. So in other words, they're cheap. They eat hay. Now, okay, electricity, I guess. Although electricity is not that cheap at the North Pole because, there's a lot of infrastructure problems there. Most of the electricity, we got to run off the generator because, there's not exactly poles everywhere. Even though they call it the North Pole, no, there's not great electrical infrastructure up there. So, and then, so modernizing, I mean, hey, I said I had a fax machine, cut me a break.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting pretty close. We're a little early, but we'll go ahead and jump into our next break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Spirit Mechanics is here to help. Their background includes many different specialties across the metaphysical spectrum, including alchemy, shamanism, Celtic witchcraft, angelic magic, astral travel, and more.
With over 30 years combined experience in the group, you can be confident in their ability to help. If there is a question you have that you cannot answer, they will do their best to assist you.
Metaphysics can be intimidating, confusing, and unfortunately, abused. Spirit Mechanics takes pride in being selfless in the pursuit of helping others, being humble and honest with their clients about their questions, and lastly, maintaining a professional and personable atmosphere. They want you to feel as you are coming to a close friend, and they will do everything in their power to make you comfortable and safe.
Good evening. We are back with Really Bad Santa. We got a couple more questions, and we got some letters we're going to get to in just a second. First, I wanted to run it by you. You mentioned several times you like to spend time in warm climates, Santa. What are 3 things you'd take with you if you were stranded on a deserted island?
Why the hell would I be stranded on a deserted island?
This is one of those thought games. I thought you liked games.
Well, where the hell did you hear that bullshit at? Anyway,
You take them to everybody.
if I had to be deserted on a, he flies around the world with reindeer. That island fucked him, though. Okay, so I'm going to get deserted on a desert island. Well, does the desert island have cable?
Not unless you take it with you.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so I gotta run internet. Wait a minute, that there's some satellites now. If I could get satellite internet, okay, that's what I want. Satellite internet, electricity to run it, because I understand how shit works. And okay, if I got internet, I can do all the free trials on Netflix and Hulu. So I wouldn't really have to have money for that. So other than that, I don't know, liquor. That's 3 things. Electricity, internet, satellite internet, liquor.
That's a good start to a good weekend.
Was that all the longer I gotta be there? That's not stranded. That's like a vacation.
Santa, you got some.
It ain't like them naked and afraid people that on these reality TV shows that, look, they're out in the woods and they're stranded in places that people actually live. No, it's hard. It's hard to get really excited about somebody surviving a mile from the Holiday Inn. I'm just gonna put that out there for any of you reality TV fans. So.
And I can tell you, there's a lot of people that I've met in the out in the world that would be much more scarier than the people on those shows. That right there shows why it's not reality. If you want naked and afraid, put some people off the street out there naked. That'll scare the hell out of you.
Funny, dude. Yeah. Now,
Santa, I think you've got some letters. Why don't we read one of those?
I got a couple of them. First of all, this one guy, this kid has written me, and he's apparently infatuated with the Easter Bunny. Half of his damn letter is all about what I mean, whether or not I know the Easter Bunny, and I don't have a relationship with the Easter Bunny. It's 2 different things. The Easter Bunny's a rabbit, and I'm Santa Claus. I work at the North Pole. He doesn't. I don't know where he comes. Anybody know where Easter Bunny operates out of? I don't even know. So anyway, because if you don't write me a letter, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, we've got some Easter Bunny shit here. The fact that the Easter Bunny's a rabbit, is it a fair assumption that... Okay, I think he's trying to dance his way around to why I don't have children, because apparently I'm not the Easter Bunny. Well, I'm just going to tell you, legends are true. Santa only comes once a year. So anyway, you can do the take that wherever you want to. But anyway, so I just wanted to answer the little kid here. Then even worse than fighting elves. Boy, he goes in a lot of detail here. But fighting elves and abominable snowman. And anyway, this kid's now this girl named Rena wrote this entire fan letter for Jake, this guy named Jake Godbold. So he was in the chat room, but he bailed because Joe Bob Briggs. I started to say Billy Bob Thornton because I'm terrible with names, being Santa Claus and all. Anyway,
they're
Joe
similar.
Joe Bob Briggs apparently on, so he wanted to go watch that instead of me. So, this is for you, Jake Godbold. Anyway, so this, yes, that Jake, the highly opinionated, skeptical weirdo that carries a stuffed Cthulhu. Her words, not mine, just to be clear. And purpose of the show, I'm going to be real. Qualities, she calls him a friend, but anyway, the point of the letter is she wants to know. Now, this is something Santa don't do. I'm not taking him no hooker. Her exact words were, high-priced goth hooker. No, not gonna do it. No, that's not what Santa does. Now, if you want a wooden sex toy, I could probably do that because, we do shit in the wood shop. I don't think we've had to do any of those, but, with, actually, that might be an idea to replace all the stuff that's sitting on them damn ships. Although, when you think about it, wooden sex toys just sounds like a horrible, horrible idea.
Yeah, you might want to rethink that a little.
Well, I didn't think of it. Apparently, it was this person here, and I'm not going there. Yeah, that's not a great idea. Not a great idea. Oh, and by the way. This goes out to the little kid that was at the Mystical Market last weekend. Be nice to Santa. If you want stuff, people gotta learn. If you want something, be nice. Be nice. He wanted a hat. But he didn't want just any hat. He wanted one of my hats. And I wasn't giving him no hat. Because, first of all, it wasn't Christmas yet. So this goes out to you, little kid. Be nice, and maybe somebody will get you a hat later. Maybe Santa will bring you a hat. Have you even checked your name again? You never even told me your damn name. So I don't even know how to check you against my list. If you're on the list and you wrote one hat, inside baseball stuff, okay.
Maybe it'll show up in his stocking.
Well, that's weird. Speaking of a hat in a stocking.
But on that note, how did you come about stockings? How did that become part of your tradition?
That's not really my tradition. Somebody decided to hang them on the fireplace with care and then put a little note, say, hey, Santa, leave your crap here. And so it works really good when I just used to drop off coal. But, as far as actually putting gifts in them, they're not that great. Now, for a while there, people, now it's better now with spandex, and had a few kids that stole their mom's pantyhose, then you could actually fit something in there. But, socks are not that big. And but that wasn't my idea. That was something that came from the general populace, how they decided that stockings were the appropriate gift receiving model. I don't know. It seems really weird looking back on it now, but it stuck. It stuck. It's one of those things. It's kind of like the red suit. I have, it's what was available and it stuck. It's become a tradition. So you hang your damn socks on your tree and have fun with it. But, honestly, the best place, if you wanted to actually, those big wooden boxes, the Rubbermaid totes, it's a lot easier to fit shit in Rubbermaid totes. I'm just going to throw that out there. Stockings,
I can see
not
that.
so much. Not so much. Stockings are Well, I mean, they're the size of your foot, people. So, now, admittedly, if we go back to the wood shop and we work on the wooden sex toys, some of those might fit in the stocking. But then again, with
hopefully
that was a bad idea. So anyway.
You mentioned coal. Are you still doing coal?
No, first of all, okay. There's this whole crystal thing going around now. All the people like going to these little stores, these little specialty stores, and they're buying crystals. And first of all, you give them coal, and they go, ooh, coal. Or there's another word for it. Anyway, so, they get excited. So that didn't work. That's part of it. The other thing is, coal finally just priced itself out of the market. I mean, it's come back down. I probably should look back into it. But coal doesn't have any meaning anymore. People don't burn coal. They don't, they don't do anything with coal. They don't even know what coal is. It's just a black rock, and if you polish it, it's a little bit shiny, so they think, oh, well, he gave me one of them stupid crystals. So anyway, that's the story on coal. It's something that used to have meaning to people, but it's kind of fell out of favor, and I don't see any point in revisiting the past.
I figured, too, you'd be getting a lot of pushback on your carbon footprint if you were distributing coal all around.
Push my carbon footprint right back up their Christmas stocking. Put stocking in. I got 8 reindeer pulling a sleigh, taking a dump over half of the world. And trust me, and they do fart also. And so there's methane. So my carbon footprint is what it is. And if y'all don't like it, fire my ass. I don't care. I don't have to bring you shit. So.
Well, that leads to another question. Do you get any feedback or pushback from PETA?
From who? Oh, I thought,
PETA.
Never mind. I thought you said something totally different. I'm actually like the reindeer's best friend because, like I said, I give them work, I give them food. Okay, a few of them end up in the holler, but I'm out here preaching. They're not worth a shit to eat. So right there, why hunt the bitches when you can't eat them? So no, they.
How about the elves? What do they taste like?
Well, how the hell would I know? I ain't no cannibal. You gotta remember, elves.
You're not an elf. That's not cannibalism.
Well, yeah, it is. Elves are people. Elves are people. Racist. Jesus H. Christ. The reason for the season. My God, man, you're wanting to eat. Oh, well, let's just pick some other ethnicity and chow down on them. Boy, that was a weird question. That was a weird-ass question.
Well, it's not the first one I've asked tonight.
Why would anybody want to eat another person? That's like on that damn Guardians of the Galaxy. You don't eat people. So just throw that out there. I hope you've learned your lesson.
I have. You've properly admonished me. Okay. I got a couple other questions before we toss over to the next break. But as you get out and you load your sleigh, how do you fit so much in your sack every year?
Santa's got a big sack. That's all I can tell you. First of all, you got to learn space management. There is some algebra involved, but I got L's for that. But basically, you stack everything really carefully. And then, okay, now here's a little secret. You don't try to get it all in one load. The elves meet me along the way, restock crap. In other words, you can't. Okay, I don't have to go everywhere for everybody, but it's still a lot of crap. It's a whole lot of crap to haul in one load. And it's a sled. And it's like 8 reindeer. I mean, they're big. They're big MFs, but, no, they're not infinitely powerful. They're not, godlike creatures. So, yeah. So there's some logistical work that has to be done. Once again, analog. Do it all on paper. That way, if the computer crashes, you can just go, so what? We did go ahead and we it's on page 4, Kimmy. And that's how we do it. But yeah, it's you stack carefully, and you don't. And first of all, don't stuff you put inside what I go down the chimney with. That old greeting card picture of me with the whole world's toys in one sack. No, that don't work. It's not worth a damn. So I'm lucky if I get like a whole block in my sack at one time. So, but as more and more kids don't believe in Santa Claus, then it becomes easier and easier. I mean, nowadays I'm down to like 3 houses per square mile. So, depending on what they get. Now, bicycles, not so easy put in a sack. Definitely won't fit in a damn stocking. But bicycles are still a big thing people ask Santa for. And so Santa's got to deliver. When they're not sitting on a boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean waiting to be unloaded. And wooden bicycles, once again. I was
going to say, the chimney would be an issue with a bicycle, too.
Chimneys are an issue all the way around. Because have you seen the size of chimneys nowadays? First of all, most people have chimneys.
Yeah.
They have furnaces. So, and then they have to watch that. It's a fake chimney. So, but then you do a little Christmas magic. You put a little of that pixie dust on it, and the little chimney opens up. So, yeah, I can get 10 speeds are a little tight, but your typical banana, kids' bike, girls' bikes are a little easier because they're made differently. And they got wheels, and so they roll, they'll scoot. You can, but I have to get them once again out of China because if you make them out of wood, not worth a damn. Not worth a damn made out of wood. So.
Well, I think we've about hit the time. Let's toss over to Bonehead Weekly. Let's get our weekly update from them on what to see. We'll be right back, and we'll finish up with Really Bad Santa.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis. Oh my God. The shit I watch for you all sometimes. This week's movie is probably the second worst movie I've had to review since I've been doing this for Wes and Scarefest for the last 2 years. The worst. The watching a shit in the bucket is still 2018 Slaughterhouse Rules. Look it up. Great cast, terrible movie. But this week is Monster Hunter. Woo! All right. So this is directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, and I got this for free, and I'm so glad I didn't have to pay. Now, if you're wondering who that is, Paul W.S. Anderson gave us a movie that a lot of people love called Event Horizon. He also is responsible for he produced and wrote all of them, and he directed, I think, 5 out of the 6 or 4 out of the 6 Resident Evil films, right? He's the one that made them in 3D. He directed the first one, wrote and produced the other 2, and then the rest of them are written and directed by him. And like those movies, this also stars Mila Jovovich, who was his wife, and she's a very capable actress. People crap on her all the time. That's not it. This movie also has Ron Perlman and another dude I don't even know. Oh, God, it's just so bad. The writing's bad. The first act is awful. The second act is almost unbearable. The only reason this movie gets a pass, as far as not being the worst film I've ever had to sit through for this, is because of the third act. This movie sucks. It's awful. But if you can make it through to the third act, to when Ron Perlman kind of shows up in a blonde wig, I don't know who didn't watch him walk on the set and go, no, you really shouldn't be wearing that. It doesn't look good on you. But there's some dragons and a big fight scene, and I like dragons, even though most dragon movies suck. But there's a big fight scene. I'm not giving anything away. Stick around till you see the dragons fight, and that's for the last 20 minutes. It's pretty cool. Basically, Mila Jovovich is an army person, and her platoon are accidentally transported to this world where there's nothing but sand and monsters and things out to kill you. Australia. And they have to fight them off. She ends up losing her whole damn platoon. She makes friends with a guy, and they can't understand each other, and they only share chocolate in common. Seriously, she gives him a piece of chocolate, and that's the only word he learns. It sucks. It's awful. Okay, it is awful. It is dreadful. But once you get to the end with the dragons, that last 20 minutes, I actually was doing this, going, that's cool. That's cool. It's based, according to James Thomas, on a video game. I've never played the video game. He says the video game doesn't have much of a plot. You just go in another world and fight monsters. That's pretty much this. The other thing that's awful about this movie, I mean, just terrible, is there's not really even an ending. The ending just sets up for the sequel. It just kind of goes, we've got to go back and fight these monsters. And there's more. There's another dragon, which they call it a Roth. Blah, 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 I don't know. The movie's awful. And there's not an ending. It's just a setup for a sequel. Oh my God, it's just awful. It's terrible. It's just not as bad as Slaughterhouse Rules. Sorry, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. It's not as bad as that piece of shit. It's just close. If it didn't have 15 minutes to 20 minutes of dragon fighting, just skip it. So if you see this movie called Monster Hunter Rules House, I don't care what it's called, just skip Monster Hunter. Just skip it. Unless you're just a huge Resident Evil fan, not this new Raccoon City one. I'm talking about the other 67 of them. If you're a huge fan of those, check this out. And Paul, it's another level, man. You've got to another level. Please give us another Event Horizon before it's all said and done. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Do not see Monster Hunter unless you just watch the last 20 minutes. You won't miss a damn thing.
Somebody needs to tell that hippie to get a haircut. Get a haircut, hippie.
That's a way to talk to the masses, Santa.
Yeah, well, you know, the human condition has wore down my soul. Especially the last 2 years. Everybody bitching at everybody, everybody bitching at me. Now they're bitching because there's boats, because I can't get their stuff off the boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So
well, the reindeer do fly.
Yeah, but there's not exactly. God, I'm not. It's not. We're not in the Navy. I'm not used to water landings on a moving ship in the middle, or even a stationary. Because if you miss, now, okay, reindeer can fly. Guess what? They can't do worth a shit when they can fly.
Stop.
Swim. Not worth a day. They go off the edge. They hit the water, and then there goes the whole thing. So yeah, and then you got to start over, pushing them off the cliff. Find more that can fly. And they are a limited resource. Now, see, that's another time that you're just being irresponsible there. Reindeer are not, I'm not made of reindeer. I've got to catch bitches, I have to push them off the cliff, see which ones can fly, which ones can't. And then, so, yeah. Water landings are not my forte.
I understand.
Okay.
Well, Santa, let's wrap up with a few questions just so the people can get to know you a little better.
I want to know why this one kid wants to know, what is this year's most requested adult Christmas toy? That's just a weird-ass question to be emailing to Santa. But I'm going to tell you, it's made on a wood lathe. You figure the rest out. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Chad.
Well, let me build on that. How many requests do you still get for Red Ryder BB guns this time of year?
Well, honestly, since Walmart started advertising them and selling them real big, not as many as they used to, because people go to Walmart and buy them. You know, but it's a popular item. It's BB guns because kids love shooting stuff. Like it, you know. Now you gotta control that a little bit and remind them, don't point the gun at people. Don't, So there's a certain amount of responsibility there, but BB guns are still a very, very requested item. This year, there'll probably be more give, but they're not coming through Santa channels because for some reason that stupid movie that they, whatever it's called, is, Walmart now advertises that they got the picture of the movie and then they got BB guns right underneath of it. Santa ever thought about taking Mrs. Claus on the sleigh to get your own milk and cookies when the little bastard don't leave anything? We addressed this earlier in the show. I don't want your damn COVID cookies. I don't know the sanitary conditions of your home before I get there, and I don't have time to go through your house spraying disinfectant and check and see if you're clean and all that stuff. So, yeah, let's skip the cookies. First of all, I'm not as young as I used to be. I could go diabetic anytime. So his feet hurt every now and then, so, we got to watch the blood sugar. So if you want to do something, an unopened bottle of single malt scotch is probably a little better for Santa. I'm not saying I'll drink it right there on the spot because I got work to do. Now, by the time
use it to sanitize your hands.
Well, yeah, that's just a great use of liquor. That just shows how irresponsible you are. There's hand sanitizer, and then there's really good liquor. So everybody, I would say, leave really good liquor out for me. Don't open the bottle. Don't pour it, because once again, it sits around your house. I don't know who's going to walk by and sneeze in the glass. So yeah, let's there we go. That's how we cover that. Now, taking Mrs. Claus with me, period. First of all, I think it's very sexist of you to suggest that taking her along would take the place of in other words, you think she's going to bake me milk and cookies for 24 hours? No. That is very, very sexist. That is a misogynistic thing to say in the chat room. No, my wife has her own career. When she works in the factory, she pokes the elves with sticks and tells them what to do. But other than that, so, and there ain't room. Okay, we cut down the gifts, but there's not room in the sled, really, So, and it's my night out. Hey, yay, Santa's on by himself. Working for all night.
That leads to another question, though, is living up north like you do, how did you meet Mrs. Claus?
Let's see. That was, what was it, dear? 300 years ago? 400 years ago. She was, oh my God, we're back to the whole German thing, because I met her in Germany. She was at one of them beer festivals. She had that tight little corset on, pushed her boobs up around her neck. It was love at first sight. Said, any woman that'll bring me beer and look like that, you're going to look into it. So that's how it started. And apparently, she likes slightly overweight men that look older than they are, don't show their age. I don't even know how that works anymore. But that's how we met.
Who knew Santa was such a romantic?
It was a beer garden in Germany, and she thought I was cute, and I thought she was cute, and so and then I found out she likes poking elves with sticks to get them to work. So it's all worked out. Who doesn't? The best. Yes, it's all worked out for the best.
Just again, trying to get to know you a little better. What is your favorite Christmas song?
Let me think a minute. Oh God, what's the name of it? Oh, it's one that goes, let's see. Your mama's a whore. I saw Santa kissing mommy under the mistletoe. That's it. Yeah, it's one about your mom being a whore. I think that's cute as hell. So anyway, but yeah, that's my favorite Christmas song over any of them is Your Mom's a Whore. I mean, I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus under the Christmas mistletoe.
I think that leads to the next question. Your famous catchphrase is ho, ho, ho. Where did that come from?
Well, let's see. I started doing that back in, what was it? That was kind of a late thing. I think it was early 1800s. And damn, I don't even remember really. I remember I did it one time. Oh yeah, no, it was 1800s. I was delivering to a little shipburg town in Kansas, and there were 3 hookers. I'm sorry, barmaids. I should be very clear there. Saloon ladies. There were 3 saloon ladies, and we were sitting there, and somebody asked me a question, and I think it was for who's in charge, and I just pointed with ho ho ho, and then somebody said, "Oh, Santa Claus says ho ho ho," and then it stuck. What can you do? So yeah, but it has some. I vaguely remember that, but early 1800s, and it was saloon girls somewhere in, I think it was Kansas.
Who knew? We're learning so much today.
Yeah. I tried.
A couple more questions. One I've always been curious about is certainly we know Christmas is the celebration of the birth of Jesus. But how did Santa Claus get involved in that? And why did you choose Christmas to deliver the gifts instead of, some other holiday?
Well, first of all, I got this whole thing where I like it. Actually, it started out because it was a fertility festival somewhere in the mountains, and I don't even remember how I got involved. But then the dates and they were, in other words, this whole part here kind of predates the word Christmas per se. And so anyway, and nobody gives, okay, nowadays, okay, red suit, I could have went with Valentine's Day. But see, that came later because the guy didn't chase the snakes off the island, which I never knew why they celebrated that anyway. Kind of a weird thing to celebrate by giving people candy. St. Valentine, he did the snakes off an island. Let's have candy. So anyway, it was kind of a coincidence in that I needed a holiday to give stuff, and that was the one that people gave stuff. And so we kind of it was a, as you kids say in the business world, I don't even know what you say. There was a word for it. Synchronicity, I don't know. But, so yeah, it worked out that way.
Well, good. My last question for tonight, and just give us a little insight. You've been doing this a long, long time now. Do you have any retirement plans? And if so, do you have some sort of succession plan? Is somebody coming up behind you?
That is really more of a question for human resources. I don't worry about crap like that. I got people that are supposed to be handling that. I will retire one of these days because eventually I'm just going to get too old to give a shit. Probably won't be. It might be my back because the sack does get heavy. More than likely, I'm just going to say screw it. Now, because one thing, I do have a nice little nest egg put away. And that is due to the magic of compound interest. In like 1400, 1450, I put like a dime in a savings account. Set for life, dude. Set for life. It's compounded. I never touched that account. Then later on, when retail got so big, that's one part of that movie, that Mel Gibson movie, that's correct. I am government subsidized now because they think having Santa Claus spread cheer and do all that bullshit gets people in the mood to buy crap. Apparently it works because they give me, and it's government money, so it's like off the books, but it's better than Social Security. I'll put it that way. I am not going to throw numbers around. I'm just going to tell you it's a lot better than Social Security. And so, they pretty well cover the elves. Reindeer are cheap anyway. So yeah, that's the best answer I can give you on that. I'm sure it's going to happen. I don't know if they'll go for a different type. I thought I turned that damn thing off. God, I hate Christmas. I mean, I should have muted my phone better. Anyway, so yeah, but I've got human resources. It'd probably be damn elf. They like promoting from within, so it'd probably be damn elf. Yeah. So if you
promotes a good culture.
If you see a 4-foot Santa Claus, you'll say, "Oh, well, he's gone now. I guess we got the new guy." Yeah. Be nice to him.
Well, Santa, thank you for joining us tonight. I know you've really entertained our viewers and me as well, and appreciate your time and sharing your insight. And hopefully, maybe we can get you back again next year and update us on what's going on.
Well, maybe, because, as long as it depends on how the scheduling goes. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be back next year because I am apparently, there's like this whole fan base out there. They won't show up for shit, but they all think, oh, he's so cute in the Santa suit. So anyway, everybody, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you all for tuning in.